Hey, Dwight Cliff Jr. here, one half of Cliff and Cliff, and this is part 2 to the first video I had about visiting the client at their rehab and them walking us through this job where they had another contractor on that didn't really know what they were doing. And so today, I want to talk to you about why building permits are essential and how things are prevented if you got building permits pulled. And so on this particular job here, the contractor did not pull any building permits. Building permits are needed on structural jobs that alter bedrooms or living spaces. That's code. But in this particular instance, if this contractor ever walked out on this client, the client would be in a world of hurt. One, because there were no building permits pulled, and the contractor isn't licensed. And that's a whole separate conversation. If you don't have a licensed contractor, can go pull permits. An unlicensed contractor can't pull permits. That's the reason why they don't want to pull a permit, because they're not licensed to even do it if they had to. Okay, so if this contractor walked out on this client, they would be left holding the bag. They would be left with, let's say you fronted this guy $20,000 to start this job. If he walked out the day of, you wouldn't have any recourse of action except for trying to find this dude and holding him to a contract that was very minuscule in scope and all these other things, and trying to pay legal fees. But you can save yourself a world of headache if this guy pulls permits through the city. A lot of times, here in Indiana, that if you pull a permit, to get your contractor's license, you need to have a bond, a surety bond. And to my understanding is that if this contractor walks out and he had a license and bonded and insured, and he put a building permit on this job, if he walked out, you can go down to the permitting office and pull his bond. Most of the time, it's an amount of about $10,000, and so they'll pull that $10,000 bond. And I don't know the process behind it exactly, but you will call this surety company, and most likely they'll pay you a check for $10,000 if everything lines up how it's supposed to be: contract, permit, all these other things. Y'all follow the right procedures. The surety bond will pay you out $10,000, and then they'll go out and forcibly get that $10,000 out of that contractor that ran out on you. That's very important. Number 2 is that if you would have got a permit on this job, when the inspector came out, he would have saw that there were no egress windows in his house. That would have been another step that was prevented that you would never have to go through. And God willing that whenever they sell his house here, that building inspector notices that, not building inspector, but when you're trying to sell a house, you need an inspection done. Hopefully that inspector, the private inspector, is able to catch that and forces that homeowner to put them egress windows in there. Because that's not right. And so building permits are essential to getting things done safely and correctly, so that you don't have to end up later on down the road with a problem that's too big to handle or very costly to get fixed. So that's the importance of why you need building permits. There are many more reasons, but on this particular instance, it can save you lots of money. All right, that's been it. Dwight Cliff Jr. here, one half of Cliff and Cliff. Thank you for watching.